Good morning, children. Today we are looking into the supplementary reader, that is the Tempest, which is taken from the tales of Shakespeare. And we had learned this lesson already, but I just want you to have a revision of it, and that's why we are redoing it again. Okay, we'll just go on to the lesson. You all know what are the characters of this lesson. Okay, now we'll look into the lesson. There was an island in the sea, the only inhabitants of which were an old man named Prospero and his daughter Miranda, a very beautiful young lady. She came to this island so young that she had no memory of having seen any other human face than her father. Okay, they had come to an island, and who are all there? Her father is there, who is Prospero, and the little girl's name is Miranda. Okay, she is addressed as a very beautiful young lady. And when they came to the island, she was so young, and she says that she could only remember her father's face. Okay, and only two human beings in the island were his father, that is her father, and the young girl. They lived in a cave made out of a rock. It was divided into several apartments, one of which Prospero called his study. There he kept his books, which chiefly treated of magic. By virtue of his art, he had released many good spirits from a witch called Sycorax, who had them imprisoned in the bodies of large trees. These gentle spirits were ever after obedient to the will of Prospero. Of these, Ariel was the chief. Where did they live? They lived in a cave, and that cave was divided into several apartments. Okay, that is into many portions. And one he called it the study room, where he had his books. And what were the books there? He had all books which were related to magic. And with the magic, he knew what he did. He had released many spirits, that is, good spirits. Okay, they were all controlled by a witch called as Sycorax. Okay, and from them, what is it? And from that Sycorax, he had released all these spirits. Where were they? They were all imprisoned in the bodies of large trees. They were all locked. Okay, in the large trees, and he released all these spirits. And once they were released, they were all very obedient to Prospero. And of these spirits, who was the chief there? That is the leader. Ariel was the chief. Ariel took rather too much pleasure in tormenting an ugly monster called Caliban, because he was the son of his old enemy Sycorax. Okay, what was it? See, Caliban was employed like a slave to fetch wood and do the most laborious offices, and Ariel had the charge of compelling him to these services. There was one more spirit. Okay, he was the son, okay, of this Sycorax, and his name was Caliban. What was his work? He was like a slave to Ariel. He was fetching wood and he was doing other jobs for Ariel. And Ariel had the right, okay, to compel Caliban to do all these works. With the help of these spirits, Prospero would command the winds and the waves of the sea. By his orders, they raised a violent storm, in the midst of which he showed his daughter a fine large ship, which he told her was full of living beings like themselves. "Oh, my dear father," said she, "if by your art you have saved this dreadful storm, have pity on their sad distress. See, the vessel will be dashed to pieces. Poor souls, they will all perish." What is she telling? See, the father is telling, you can see a ship there. Okay, he showed him a ship, and in the sea, it was a violent storm there. The sea was not calm, and there was a violence. If you look at the picture, you can see. Okay, and what happened? He was showing him a ship. Okay, and this Prospero said that the ship was full of human beings. And so this girl was shocked. She's telling, "Oh, my dear father." And she says that with your magical power you had raised this storm, but see that you have peace. And so the daughter was really very shocked, and she is telling her father to please release all these people. She also says that, see, the vessel will be dashed to pieces. Vessel means the ship. She says, because of the storm, it might be broken into pieces also. And poor souls, they will all perish. That means what? They will all die. And so you please save them. Now, what is the father telling there? Be not so amazed, daughter Miranda, said Prospero. Whose words are these? Prospero is telling his daughter Miranda, okay, don't be amazed, nothing will be done to them. See, there is no harm done. I have so ordered it that no person in the ship shall receive any hurt. He said that I have ordered these spirits to take care of the ship, that nobody will be hurt. What have I done? Has been in care of you, my dear child. He says, because of you only, okay, I had saved all the souls there. You are ignorant. Can you remember a time before you came to this cell? I think you can't, for you were not then 3 years of age. He is telling, you are ignorant, you don't know nothing. Okay, and before, that is some time back, when you were, okay, 3 years, that not even 3 years old, we had come to this island, and I don't think that you would remember it. 12 ago, now he is reciting the story, what happened. 12 years ago, Rinda, continued Prospero, I was the Duke of Milan, and you were a princess, and my only heir. I had a younger brother whose name was Antonio, to whom I trusted everything. My brother Antonio, being thus in possession of my power, began to think himself the Duke indeed. The opportunity I gave him of making himself popular among subjects awakened in his bad nature a proud ambition to deprive me of my dukedom. This he soon effected with the aid of King of Naples, a powerful prince who was my enemy. Now the father is telling the story to his daughter. He is telling, 12 years back I was the Duke of Milan, that means he was the king there, and you were a princess, because he is the king's daughter, isn't it? And so she is the princess, and my only heir, that means they did not have Miranda did not have any brothers or sisters. And this Prospero had a younger brother. Okay, what was his name? His name was Antonio, to whom I trusted everything. He believed his brother. Okay, he did not hide nothing from him. My brother Antonio being thus in possession of my power, the king had given all the powers to his brother Antonio. Began to think himself the duke indeed. What did Antonio do? He thought now he himself was the king. He imagined. The opportunity I gave him of making himself popular among my subjects awakened in his bad nature a proud ambition to deprive me. What happened? When he thought that he himself was the king, okay, he had an idea that he should drive his brother out of the kingdom, that is, dukedom is the kingdom, and he has to become the king. Okay, and he planned it very effectively with the help of the king of Naples. Okay, he was also a powerful prince. Who is the prince there? Prince means king's son is the prince. And so with him he had planned it very carefully. But that prince was an enemy to Prospero. Okay. Wherefore said Miranda, did they not that hour destroy us? She is asking. Oh, is it so? Then how come they did not destroy us? My child, answered her father, they dared not so, dear, was the love that my people bore me. Antonio carried us on board a ship, and when we were some leagues out at sea, he forced us into a small boat without either tackle, sail, or mast. There he left us as he thought to perish. But a kind lord of my court, one Gonzala, who loved me, had privately placed in the boat water, provisions, apparel, and some books which I prize above my dukedom. Now he is telling, yes, they wanted us to be killed, but what did they do? They put us in a, what did they put them? In a ship, and from there, what did they do? They put us into a small boat, okay? For some distance they boarded the ship, then they were put into a small boat. The boat did not have any sail or mast, nothing was there, because they wanted the king and the princess to die. But what happened? There was one person who was called as Gonsala. What did that Gonsala do? He put some water. Okay, provisions means something to cook and eat. Apparels means dress, and some books which I prize above my dukedom means he respected those books, okay, above all, even his kingdom. Oh, my father, said Miranda, what a trouble must have I been to you then. She's telling, oh, father, is it that? What has happened? Then I would have been a very big trouble to you. No, my love, said Prospero, you are a little angel that did preserve me. He's telling, no, 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 you are an angel who preserved me. Your innocent smiles made me bear up against my misfortunes. Our food lasted till we landed on this desert land. Since when my chief delight has been in teaching you, Miranda, and well have you profited by my instructions. He is telling, no, my love, no, my dear daughter, you are a little angel. Okay, and so your innocent smiles, okay, made me bear all the misfortunes, and the food whichever Gonzala had given was sufficient for them till they landed on this island. Okay, and he says, since when my chief delight has been in teaching you, okay, he was teaching Miranda, and so he said, yes, you have benefited by my teachings. Heaven, thank you. What is it? Heaven, thank you. My dear father, said Miranda. That means she says that, no, I don't have any words to tell you. Now tell me, sir, your reason for raising this sea storm. She's asking, what is the reason for you to raise this sea storm? No, then, said her father, that by means of this storm, my enemies, the king of Naples, and my cruel brother are cast ashore upon this island. He says, my brother, okay, my cruel brother, who is he? This Antonio, and the king of Naples, that is the king of Naples, the king who has ruled, the king that is Naples king, and both are there. Okay, they have come to this island and they are there on that ship. Having so said, Prospero gently touched his daughter with his magic wand, and she felt fast asleep. What is he doing now? He is touching her daughter with the magic wand, that is stick, and so she is fast asleep. For the spirit Ariel just then presented himself before his master to give an account of the tempest. Tempest means a very strong storm. Okay, and how he had dispersed of the ship's company, and though the spirits were always invisible to Miranda, Prospero did not choose she should hear him holding conversation with the empty air. What happened? Now that spirit Ariel is coming to Prospero, and he is telling what has happened to that tempest, and how he has dispersed, okay, that ship. And this man Prospero also had it in mind that these spirits should not be visible to Miranda, and he should not speak to the spirits in front of her daughter. Well, my brave spirit, said Prospero to Ariel, how have you performed your task? He is telling, oh, my brave spirit, okay, I am really very happy. How did you perform this task? That is your job. Ariel gave a lively description of the storm and of the terrors of the mariners, and how the king's son, Ferdinand, was the first who leaped into the sea, and his father thought he saw his dear son swallowed up by the waves and lost. But he is safe, said Ariel, in a corner of the isle, sadly lamenting the loss of the king, his father. What it is telling? See, Ariel is telling that what happened to the storm and what happened to the people there. He is telling how the king's son Ferdinand, what is the king's son? Yes, that the powerful prince we saw, isn't it? He is Ferdinand. He first fell into the sea, okay, but his father thought that the son was swallowed by the waves, but he says no, but that fellow is safe. Who is safe? Ferdinand is safe. Where is he? He is in a corner of the island, lamenting the loss of the king, his father. He thought his father is no more, and so he is crying for his father. That's my delicate Ariel, said Prospero. Bring him here. My daughter must see this young prince. Where is the king and my brother? Okay, and so he feels happy. He says, yes, okay. You bring him here. I should show him to my daughter. And now he is asking, where is that king of Naples and my brother? I left them, answered Ariel, searching for Ferdinand, whom they have little hopes of finding, thinking they saw him perish. One of the ship's crew, not one is missing, though each one thinks himself the only saved, and the ship, though invisible to them, is safe in the harbor. Ariel then went to fetch Ferdinand. What is he telling? Everybody is separate. Each one thinks only they are saved, but everybody are safe. Nobody is killed or died. Okay, and so they are all safe, and the ship is also safe in the harbor. And now Ariel is going to fetch Ferdinand because he said he is there in the island, isn't it? Okay. Oh, my young gentleman, said Ariel when he saw him, I will soon move you. You must be bought, I find, for the Lady Miranda, to have a sight of your pretty person. Come, sir, follow me. And now he is finding out this fellow, and he says, oh, my young gentleman, said Ariel when he saw him, I will soon move you. That means I will soon take you. Where? To this pretty lady Miranda. And he says, yes, you come, you follow me. He followed in amazement to the sound of Ariel's voice, till it led him to Prospero and Miranda, who were sitting under the shade of a large tree. Now Miranda had never seen a man before except her own father. Now this Ariel is taking this Prospero to, taking, that is the princess Ferdinand to whom? To Prospero and Miranda. They are sitting under a large tree, shade of a large tree, and now they are going on there because Miranda had not seen none of the human being except her father. Miranda spread Prospero, tell me what you are looking at yonder. He's asking, oh, what is it you are surprised? What is it you are looking for? Oh, father, said Miranda in a strange surprise, surely that is a spirit, Lord. How it looks about. Believe me, it is a beautiful creature. Is it not a spirit? Okay, she says that. Oh, father, it is really a surprise. Okay, that the spirits are all obeying you. I cannot believe it. Okay. No, girl, answered her father. Father, it eats and sleeps and has senses such as we have. This young man, you see, was in the ship. He is somewhat altered by grief, or you might call him a handsome person. He has lost his companion and is wandering about to find them. What is he telling? See, the girl whom you are seeing, no girl, answered her father. It eats and sleeps and has senses as we have. And you are looking at this young man, isn't it, in the ship? He is somewhat, he is unhappy, he is crying for. Otherwise, he is a handsome person. He has lost his companions, means what? Those who came along with him in the ship are no more, and so he is wandering about to find them. He is in search of them. That is why he is like this. Miranda, who thought all men had grave faces and grey beards like her father, was delighted with the appearance of this beautiful young prince, and Ferdinand, seeing such a lovely lady in this desert place, and from the strange sounds he had heard, expecting nothing from wonders, thought he was upon an enchanted island, and that Mirinda was the goddess of the place, and as such she began to address her. This Mirinda thought that all men would be like her father, only having old faces and grey beards. But when she saw Ferdinand, she was very happy to see the appearance of this young Prince Ferdinand. And Ferdinand was also very happy to see this young lady Mirinda. And he thought, this Ferdinand thought that Mirinda was the goddess of the place. We will stop this lesson with this, children. We will continue in the next class.